Peace, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so grateful to have you here today. Today, I have a question for you. Who are you being in this very present moment? And who are you subconsciously choosing to be in this very present moment? Earlier on my YouTube community, I posted, there will always be some hidden T's and I's to cross and dot. So honestly, you'll never really be ready until you decide that you are. You can also be ready for your whole life and never choose to be. Being is a choice. You don't have to be the top rated singer in your city to be a singer. You don't have to be the best cook in town to be a chef. Your art doesn't have to be in galleries for you to be an artist. Who will you be today? Ironically, yesterday I decided that today was going to be a chill day where I didn't do any YouTube stuff. I didn't do any of my other obligations. I was just going to chill and just watch podcasts and relax in my bed all day. That was my intention. But when I woke up with this rising and I sat in my bed and looked at my ceiling, I had this download come in, and that download was the message that I shared on my YouTube community. And I just sat there and laughed because I decided that I am a channel, I am a conduit, and I'm always flowing. And there's no set day or time for when the divine flows through me, for when I have a message to share for you guys, right? I've decided that that's who I am, right? And it's funny because we enter in these moments where we're like, oh, don't really feel like it today, don't really want to do it. But if I chose to ignore the download that I received earlier, just an hour ago on my bed, if I chose to ignore that download and say, you know what, nah, like I'm gonna just chill and do whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with chilling. It's not a matter of good and bad. It's just a matter of choice. If I had chose to ignore the calling to come and sit before you all today, I would also be choosing and telling the divine that I'm not a free-flowing conduit, that the divine should not trust me with messages because I'm not going to deliver, right? And that's the opposite of what I want. And quite frankly, sometimes I get like really, really heartwarming comments from you guys, and my messages tend to be very timely for you. And so I don't know who this message is for, but I just know that I have to get it out because I know that I'm a free flowing conduit. Aside from being a YouTuber, aside from being a content creator, I am a conduit of love. I am a divine conduit. That's something that I have decided that I am, which is why I also feel like this message couldn't have came at a better time for me. And also why I asked you guys the question, who are you? Like, who are you? Who will you choose to be, right? Because even if we're not choosing to be something in this present moment, subconsciously we are still choosing to be something. And it may be something that we actually really don't want to be, but failure to claim and choose to become and therefore choose to be means that you're just leaving it up to the old stories, you're leaving it up to subconscious programming, you're leaving it up to what your mom told you when you were 12, and that is actually what is subconsciously driving your actions. I want to talk about permission slips. Permission slips, permission slips. I love a good permission slip, but I've realized now in my journey more than ever that we really have all the permission slips that we ever need. We have the power to pass out these permission slips to ourselves. And oftentimes we look onto our external world to give us a permission slip to be in love, to give us a permission slip to be abundant, right? To give us a permission slip to be beautiful. It's like, no, I can't be beautiful if I don't get the permission slip. So, what is a permission slip in this context? Outside validation, people calling you pretty or people calling you beautiful, which is very dangerous, guys, because you might have a day where you go outside and like you get a compliment like every second. Everyone is just like, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. I love your outfit. Like, you're just so gorgeous, right? And that could have been your Saturday. And Sunday, you could literally receive no comments, right? So, is your belief in self dependent on what other people think of you. It's important that we ground ourselves in whatever we want to ground ourselves in. If you want to have a belief that you are beautiful, that means that you believe that you're beautiful, even when no one tells you that you're beautiful. That means that you believe that you're beautiful consciously, even when you look in the mirror and you're trying, you're seeing things that you could like pick on with yourself. Personally, I've dealt with a lot of body dysmorphia, eating disorders, things of that sort, right? Weight fluctuating. And some days I look in the mirror and I'm like, wow, like I'm gorgeous. Other days I look in the mirror and I'm like, ugh, I feel like my skin look kind of funny. I feel like under my eyes look kind of funny. And it's so funny because it's not even like I'm consciously, the subconscious mind is insane, guys. Like, it's so important that we program it in a way that actually makes us feel good, right? And keeps us in alignment with our desires. Because what I've realized as someone that has dealt with a lot of body dysmorphia, body image, self-image, stuff like that, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this can relate or have a similar story. When you're looking in the mirror and you're feeling all types of ways, like you feel like you don't look good, you feel like you don't look pretty, and whatever, it is really the subconscious mind because through years, right, subconsciously, whether it's through television, right, whether it's through your dad making comments about your mom, about her image, her body image, or the woman around you, the people around you, nitpicking on other women, and whatever it is, all those stories that you've ingested, it's all in your subconscious mind. So there will be some times where when you're not conscious and there's a whole bunch of other factors going on in your life, right? And you're just more leaned into your subconscious programming, you'll be looking at your nose, you'll be looking at your lips, you'll be looking at your cheeks. And what is playing are those subconscious stories about your cheeks are too fat and your nose is ugly. And like that's what's replaying in your mind, right? But the funny part about all of this is that yesterday you thought you were beautiful. So what I've realized, and I feel like this could honestly help a lot of people dealing with similar issues. If you were beautiful yesterday, if you thought you were hot yesterday, you're hot today. Like you're hot today. Ignore the subconscious mind and consciously claim that you're beautiful. I will literally look in the mirror and be like, I really don't care about what is going on. All I know is that I was beautiful yesterday and I'm beautiful today. And I'll walk out. I'll just walk out the bathroom, right? Not giving space for the subconscious mind to battle me and be like, actually, when you were 12, this boy that you had a crush on told you that you are this and that and this and that. So, this conscious belief that you have that you're beautiful, it contradicts with my programming, right? So, you know, don't give it the space. Just tell yourself, hey, I was beautiful yesterday. I'm beautiful today. It is what it is. Let's keep it pushing. That has helped me out so much. Like, so much, guys, when it comes to my body image. But aside from that, when you choose to be something, right, it doesn't mean that every single moment, every single day, you're going to feel in alignment with whatever it is that you chose, right? And it doesn't take anything away from who you are. So, for example, in the case of being beautiful, feeling beautiful, right? If you chose to decide that you are beautiful, because it's a choice, right? If you've decided that you are beautiful, it doesn't mean that every single day you're going to feel beautiful. There are people that a whole bunch of people think are the most beautiful people in the world. And I'm sure they have their moments where they're like, I don't feel beautiful, but I am still beautiful. It's a choice. Everything in life is a choice, right? But oftentimes we wait for outside validation. We wait for other people to give us stories for us to say, okay, I'm going to be this, right? It's nice to get feedback from the outside world. We are a collective after all. Maybe you didn't really realize that you have a knack for sewing things, right? You didn't really pick that up, but so many people keep telling you you are an amazing seamstress. Like, it's crazy. Then you may start to think, oh, I'm a seamstress? I'm not a seamstress. I guess I'm good at this. Sometimes hearing from our fellow collective can help us to see our value, can help us to see the gifts and talents that we have, right? But you could be the most talented seamstress, the most talented chef, the most talented dancer. But if you haven't chose to be the most talented dancer, to be the most talented chef, to be the most talented seamstress, all of that outside validation, everything that the collective has to say about how good you are, does not matter. The other day, I was pondering on this thought. I was at a restaurant and I had this realization that I've been to a lot of restaurants where I don't really find the food to be that tasty. And it's so funny. I feel like a lot of people feel the same way, where it's like this food wasn't really that good to me, right? Like the food was alright, like it was okay. Um, but because it's this nice restaurant and they have this nice lighting and nice ambiance and they plate the food so nicely, it feeds into this idea that I'm actually eating something really good, right? But in reality, my mom's food does it better for me, right? And it's just the most funniest thing because then I had this realization that to have a restaurant, you don't have to have the best food in town. You don't have to have the best food in town to open a restaurant. I've had, and this is not me judging other people, this is just me saying, like, I have things that I like and don't like, right? I feel like sometimes a lot of people oversalt their food at a lot of fast food and, restaurants in general. But that's what I feel like, right? And maybe they have had feedback from their family and friends that have told them, hey, I think this is, a little bit salty, don't you think? But if they decided that, no, I'm a restaurant owner, I'm a chef, I'm good at this is what I do, then your comments absolutely, like, they mean absolutely nothing, right? Because they're so confident in whatever they're doing. I know so many people that if they decided to open a restaurant or food service business, they would, like, their food is so good it makes no sense, right? But being a chef is not necessarily about making good food because that itself is relative. Being a good chef or just being a chef in general is simply just about making a choice. It's simply just about making a choice to be a chef, right? Different example. I know so many people that are amazing artists. I see them as an artist. They may just do it for like a leisure or something like that. I know we've all been to museums and have looked at certain art and was like, wow, this does not speak to me at all. And that's okay. Maybe it spoke to somebody else, right? But there's so many art in museums and in galleries that seem, sorry to say, but like lifeless. You know what I mean? So it's like those artists, what makes those people artists is not the fact that their art is like the most astounding, deep artwork in the world. No, it's just the fact that they've decided that they're going to be an artist. And that belief will literally get you into a museum. That belief that you are an artist will get your artwork published in magazines. That belief will get you far, okay? It's the same thing with like believing that you're a chef. That belief will actually get you into opening up a restaurant. That belief will have you opening up restaurants around the country. We really only go as far as we choose. Same thing with like content creation, being a YouTuber. As someone that is a YouTuber and creates content, a while ago I realized like everything I'm doing right now is exactly what I'm going to be doing when I eventually have 100,000 subscribers, right? What I'm doing right now doesn't change because I'm still a YouTuber. I'm still a content creator. Some people may look at me and think, oh, well, she doesn't have 100,000 subscribers, so I don't consider her to be a YouTuber. I don't consider her to be a content creator, right? But truthfully, I was a YouTuber, I was a content creator the day that I had the idea to execute my idea and put it out on YouTube in 2017, right? Before I was monetized, I was a YouTuber, I was a content creator. And that's just something that I have chose to be. There's so many things that you can choose to be, but it's important to choose something, because when you're not, you're most likely subconsciously choosing something else. So as I was saying in the YouTube community post, guys, there's no such thing as being completely ready. I've met so many people that feel like they have to know every single thing about something to start. And I know people that knew half of what they thought they needed to know and started anyway and found success in whatever it was that they were doing. You're never going to be completely ready. There's always going to be some imaginary T and some imaginary I that you literally just did not see, that you forgot to cross, that you forgot to dot. Life and experience is the best teacher. Sometimes you don't realize certain things unless you've seen certain things. It's like you kind of have to see A to see B, then to see C. So I don't know who this video is for, but I know it's for somebody who is like twisting their fingers in dancing around this idea of maybe one day becoming a this and being a that. I want to remind you that you get to choose to be that person right now in this present moment. Matter of fact, I want you to literally pause this video, breathe, take time to be with yourself, and claim it. I am this. I'm an amazing singer. I am a chef. I am a business woman. I'm beautiful. Whatever it is that you're like diddly daddling around, is that the saying? Diddly daddling? Diddly daddly? I don't know, but y'all know what I mean. Whatever it is that you're like, you know, millie rocking and dancing around, you can choose to be that today, right? Because there's never going to be a moment where you're like, okay, whew, I'm ready to be beautiful today. Because when you decide that you're ready to be beautiful, it's already too late, because you're still low key in that mindset, waiting on outside validation and validation within your own life, within your own self, to believe that you're beautiful. You kind of have to just choose to be it and let the cookie crumble where it wants to crumble. And as time goes on and you continue to claim that, it will teach you. Whatever you chose to be will teach you. You can be the worst cook in the world, but if you keep claiming that you're a chef, I guarantee that, hey, you may not be, a Michelin star chef, but which even with that, I'm sure if some of us were to eat these Michelin star chefs foods, a lot of us would be like, oh, well, my auntie makes better fried chicken, right? So just forget all of that. I know plenty Michelin star chefs in my family that are amazing cooks and can cook with anything. You know what I mean? So it really doesn't matter what the outside world is telling you. You have to just choose to be. The journey will teach you. And I have to say, I can't tell you how that journey is going to look like for you, right? But I will say that you will most likely be faced with your subconscious mind. And when you are faced with your subconscious mind, you still have to affirm and believe that you are who you say you are, until the subconscious programming is that you are who you say you are. Thank you for receiving me. I trust that this video will land exactly how it's meant to land for you. You got this. I believe in you. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.